The Pulverizer is a thermal expansion machine that can turn ores into dusts. In most cases, you'll get 2 pieces of dust for every piece of ore you pulverize, and you'll get 1 ingot for every piece of dust you've smelted, meaning that dusts will provide you with twice the amount of ingots that straight up ores would. To craft a Pulverizer, you need a piston, 2 flint, a machine frame, 2 copper gears, and a redstone reception coil. Once placed, right-clicking on it will bring up its interface. Items you want the Pulverizer to pulverize can be placed here in this box. So, for example, I'm just going to place some iron ore in there. Nothing is happening right now because it doesn't have any redstone flux in its internal buffer. This bar here shows the amount available, and it has a maximum capacity of 48,000. You can bring in redstone flux via energy conduits, but for simplicity I'm just going to place a flux capacitor here in this box, and it'll start charging up the internal buffer. This box here will give you some basic information about the Pulverizer's power consumption. It will use a maximum of 40 redstone flux per tick when running at maximum speed. But as the redstone flux buffer decreases, its speed and redstone flux consumption will decrease as well. So to keep it running at maximum speed, always keep the buffer full. Over time, the Pulverizer will use quite a bit of redstone flux. So for example, each of these pieces of iron ore here will require 4,000 redstone flux, meaning that a full stack of iron ore will require 256,000 redstone flux. So if you plan on using it heavily, you want to make sure you've got plenty of redstone flux available. Over on this side there are 2 boxes, one red and one yellow. The red box has space for 2 full stacks of items, and your primary outputs will usually end up here. In most cases, dusts will be your primary outputs, but occasionally you'll have a secondary output. For example, if I pulverize this cobblestone, its primary output is sand, but it also has a 10% chance of generating gravel. The gravel will of course end up in this box. There is quite a wide variety of ores and other items that the Pulverizer can process. I recommend having a look at the wiki pages because they'll have some of the most up-to-date information on what can and can't be processed. On the interface here, this button will let you access the configuration screen. Here you'll be able to see all of the configurable faces. The front face has a rectangular box on it, and it'll appear in the middle. From there, the rest of the faces are positioned relative to that face. I'll change the colors to blue as I go, just so you can see. This one here is the top face. This one here is the left. This one here is the right. This is the bottom one. And of course, this is the face on the back. If a face is set to blue, it'll allow items to enter the Pulverizer through the Buildcraft transport pipes or thermal expansion item ducts. Items coming into it here will end up in this box, which corresponds to the blue face color. Faces set to the red or yellow colors will allow items to exit the Pulverizer, again through Buildcraft transport pipes or thermal expansion item ducts. Red faces will handle items coming from this box where the primary output is kept, and again in most cases this will be the dusts. Yellow faces will handle items coming from this box where the secondary output ends up. If a face is set to the orange color, it'll handle items coming from both boxes, meaning that one single face and pipe will cover these 2 boxes at the same time. This part is optional, but there's also a redstone control panel here on the interface where you can set the Pulverizer to respond to certain redstone inputs. It'll work as normal even if you don't change any of the settings in here though. If you found this video helpful or informative, please give it a like, and if you want to see more tutorials like this one, you might want to consider subscribing. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and have a great day!